continue to work together, and over the period we will continue to ensure that those teething problems which have always stood the way of promoting change within Sierra Leone are being enhanced. And so therefore, on that note, I would want to say thank you very much.
City municipality, and also my senior convention. I also give on
What do we say? Busy? Busy, busy, busy? And we don't want to take the people out of the slum, we want to. And we relocate when? We upgrade where possible, and now there's one I can't think of, and that's it. I was going to say it ends in power. Information is power. Information is power. Busy, 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 busy. Congratulations, congratulations, FEDURP. Congratulations to Francis, to Yira, to the entire team, to all the representatives in all the communities. 15 years of ensuring that the voice of the vulnerable, the voice of the hidden army, as Yira and Francis call the slum dwellers, the informal settlement dwellers, of making sure your voices are heard. And it's not just been about your voices being heard. It's been about making sure there's been impact and there's been change. And you have done this collectively. Whether it's the saving schemes for the women, whether it's the mapping of communities, whether it's the local action plans, or even the project that you just launched a few months ago. FEDURP has played a significant role in this city and in the lives of almost 35% of our city's population. Maybe for people who don't know me well or haven't been around me with FEDURP and Kodisapa, they'll be wondering how come I know all of the slogans. I know them because I'm part of them. I know them because from the start of my campaign in 2017, I was first, actually, and I must give applaud and recognition to SLRC. I was first approached by SLRC to ask what my views were as an aspiring mayor in 2017 on those living in informal settlements. And I told them, as I sat in their office, then the office was off Pedemba Road. I told them that clearly, if these are the numbers, because I hadn't seen the data before, I hadn't realized that 35% of our population live in informal settlements. I said, if these are the numbers, then these are my people, because I'm here to represent them. So I sought an opportunity to engage further. The first meeting was with Yira, who's not in the room at the moment, and I'm not going to repeat, oh, he is, there he is. I'm not going to repeat the story because you've said it so many times, but suffice it to say that we met at Susan's Bay community in the community center. I asked for a meeting with the representatives of this organization, of this group of people, of this constituency. And Yira's initial reaction was really negative. And I was like, it's yapping, and you know, make blabber. As somebody said the other day, I'll not kill you, puss. But he was, he was negative for good reason. Because what we're celebrating today, collaboration and partnership, in the months and the weeks and the months that followed, I came to understand that that's something that FEDURP and Kodisapa had not really received from local government. They had had engagement, but not partnership. And I assured him on that day that I was going to be a partner, because I wasn't in here, or wasn't in this to carry votes, but to make a difference and to change lives. So we were aligned in our objective. And so when I won in March 2018, the very first organization that I had a meeting with, even before I was sworn in as mayor, was FEDURP and Kodisapa in their offices in Town. And that relationship, wait a minute, are we speaking English or Creole? What do you mix? I just realized, that just switch. That meeting where we get Nateng Beton, where I sit down, I go to their office, they're so proud for show me, say, hey, they say, you're the first mayor for ever Canaway office. And for me, now the first meeting I get from where they make me mayor. IUC will begin that March term, I think it was by April by then, 2018. Say now, I don't come up as the mayor, but I still do it tonight. Because for me, the work we do, not to work, na mission. Whether we plant trees them together, we don't do tree planting. FEDURP. Anybody didn't know with tree planting, Freetown the tree town. Yeah. You know, we create jobs with UNA. But not just the jobs. The jobs are very, very important parts because we know the challenges for income generation and daily living for people that wait there in the informal settlement. Not just the job. The side that we say we plan to take them. Now side where they reduce risk of disaster for the dwellers of the informal settlement. We don't partner with UNA, whether not with the CDMCs, where it can to disaster risk reduction, as I say, whether not the tree planting, or indeed, we don't partner with UNA back again with urban farming. I would do urban farming with FCC. I don't see the anthem. We don't be partners. And the reason why we be partners, because as I said earlier, the goal of FEDURP now for improve the lives of those within an informal settlements, for make sure say they get a voice and they get a place. And I share that vision. But we go beyond that. One thing where I'm really glad for, where we committed for do, and where I know say when I come back after June 24, we get for complete that work. We get with 3 communities who say we don't begin with active work for let that slogan become reality. That slogan we say, upgrade where possible, relocate where necessary. Inside Town and Cocoa Bay, anybody in Town and Cocoa Bay now? Yes. Inside the community then for the one that we don't know, we don't begin the upgrade process. We don't work, and not do overnight business. We don't work as partners. For the last 2 years, we take data, we do soil survey, we do planning, and now we don't move to the point where by God in grace and power, this 2023 not go done without we begin to put up structures of remodeled housing. Inside Susan's Bay, we also get where we do where we don't start, where we do the improved drainage. This you know something and they then disaster they have and they can trigger for let we get the space for able to do something. But inside Susan's Bay, we don't begin the work for the extended drainage. For Susan's Bay? Okay, yes. Susan's Bay. We also put 6 water tank. We put solar lights. But the thing where I love most about removing the slum from the people with Susan's Bay is that we can't test, and I believe say will be successful. One challenge we always don't get this sanitation issue. Now hard to reach area because for let you take tricycle go down, you know say because of the lack of planning, the lack of building permits, most of the community now step where you did down a step, where you up the hill back, now step on a slope, steep side you get for waka. So for pool dirty they don't always be challenged. But inside Susan's Bay, we did this now this month, we don't reach March, By March to April ending, we did install the biodigester. We did install on a Hagen Street Market. So all the organic dirty, then dirty they weigh now like from eat, then things that weigh not to plastic, Then they go inside that digester. The waiting digester they do, just like the one at Aberdeen, it will produce electricity, and that electricity will be taken for Light Susan's Bay community. So when you say you take the slum out of the people, when you make place slum, when you don't get water, you don't get light, you don't get drainage, you don't get proper housing, that's make place slum. So not all the people make a slum. So if you want to pull the slum, the thing they went missing now for put there inside it. So as a partnership, FEDURP, Kodisapa, if we do anything at council, they must mix. 230 anniversary, now we all work on the streets. And FEDURP, una decide say that mayor envision for sanitation, now una come, una make bags, now una be collect the dirty as people that they work at. Now that we call friendship, now that we call partnership, now that we call collaboration. For me, this not so like a formal speech, because I know they with stranger them, I day with family. And I'm really glad to say I get the opportunity for share this moment with this organization. Would I need for be proud? If we not be team up as one, so much will happen inside our communities and not for happen, because it's for difficult for able to engage. But because we are team up as an organization, and an organization where data driven. I remember when they do me campaign, when we look for data. Of course I go to Slack, but also Kodisapa and FEDURP self-get data. And even today where I can need updated data, that's the first that they go to. Wait to make at the top of that, it's important. For una way, can you wonder why all day they ask una question and they write that down? Richard can get there in iPad there, when they can do the survey. Now because what you want for do improvement, you need for no side the start. I don't want to talk long. My heart full. I'm glad for una bad. And I'm glad to say una not doing small. 3 days of celebration. Go, 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 go. Una sure say una mean business. I did close on this note. One time in day, I don't remember if Naira or Na Francis been telling me this talk here. I think Naira. He will say, you know, people that not recognize the one day we day, not the informal settlements. But make I tell you, we not the army. The day we say we not the go walk, taxi not the drive, food not the cook, cookery bafa not the open, nani not the cow, the tin and bokum, Freetown cocan to stand still. This na fact and reality. So me, as the former mayor, soon to be mayor of Freetown, I want to use this opportunity for telling us, say, I appreciate Una, I appreciate the support, I appreciate the partnership, I appreciate the collaboration. And by God in grace and power, the issue not to for say you na slum dweller. The issue na say we don't fail as institutions, as governments, because if we can get proper planning and proper housing policies, the question of living in situations where deplorable, where risky, where it cause person for the sick all day and therefore reduce in life quality, that question did not arise. But me don't join Anutuna in the past, and I will join Anutuna in the future. For let we ensure say we take the slum out of the people, and that FEDURP not they just for reach the needs we they on the low side, but also for ensure say everybody in potential be fully realized. Nobody not they within an informal settlement will not get the right or the potential for be anything or anybody. Now opportunity now we need for make sure say all man get. That's my commitment, and I want to say again, congratulations, happy 15 years. I wish us many, many more, but outside of Islam, with the improvement, and we will join hands together. Let God bless you all. Thank you.
to be able to do it and passionate about what she was doing FEDURP. And the member services of the
Mayor of Freetown.
So how important is this event?
Very, very. This is a real joy for me. FEDURP, CODISAPA are two organizations who represent those who live in informal settlements in Freetown. And I first met them back in 2017 during my campaign, and we have been partners ever since. We've done work together, continue to do work together. They are a real framework of support, a real foundation of support when it comes to engaging, whether it's the tree planting work we've done with informal settlements on the mountains, across the city, whether we've the urban farming we've done in communities that have that opportunity because they have open spaces, or even in smaller spaces, because we've done both and they've been partners. I'm very excited about the work we're doing in Susan's Bay, bringing excellent drainage, water tanks and solar lights, as well as waste to energy, or inorganic waste to energy, which is kicking off now. These are things that we've done with FCC bringing in the funding, but it would not have been successful. And when I say FCC bringing the funding, partner funding, so it could be UNOPS, it could be CRS, different donor funds, but FEDURP and CODISAPA have been partners in changing lives, in working with us to develop solutions so that their slogan, "Take the slum out of the people, not the people out of the slum," can become a reality. Starting in the next 2 months, that is transformational. It means having light. When you have proper drainage, when you have water, that has health implications. It has, sanitation implications. In Cocoa Bay, we're working with CRS on a project to actually build improved housing, and that's after 2 years of working with the community to identify spaces, do geotech studies, survey the community. It's been deep work that we've done, and it's been life-changing work. It was just wonderful to see the reaction of people. Every time I mentioned the project, it was like, yes, Nami, and that's when you see this impact on lives, because it's not something that you hear about, it's something that people can relate to.
Thank you. So at this point, for the launching of this platform, Mr. Martin.
The thing about technology is that technology is never late, because technology is constantly evolving and it has the opportunity to change lives. Technology changes by the day. The likes of Facebook, they issue out new developments and new improvements on a daily and almost on a minute basis. Digitization and development in our modern world cannot be put apart, because they have to go together. When WhatsApp was first launched, I think for the majority of people who use WhatsApp, was really for typing and texting and sending messages. And at the time, when you used the WhatsApp voice note, you were considered as the low-end user of WhatsApp because you couldn't type. Today, the evolution has happened, and those who use WhatsApp the most, who are the most sophisticated users with the most sophisticated phones, use the WhatsApp voice note more than the text. And that's how technology evolves from what it seems or looks to be and what it actually offers in reality. We have come, but not late. The women that form part of the CODISAPA and dwell in the slum communities are already saving their monies on a daily basis. What this new arrangement seeks to do is to ensure that we move it from it being physical to become digital. It being digital means that we will not have a lockbox that has 3 padlocks and 3 keys kept by 3 different people and awaiting each person's arrival before the box can be opened for the money to be either collected or distributed. Digitization means that you can sit in the comfort of your home or in the comfort of your marketplace and still make your contributions or pay your savings without having to move from your physical location. Digitization also means that if the collector comes around 2 p.m. and you have not made enough sales to collect or pay at 2 p.m., whenever time you have made the money, you can contribute to the scheme and your money will be recorded because it is digital. Digitization means that when the rains set in and the flow is heavy and we are hiding from the wrath of the thunder and the storm, we can still be in our places of safe haven and send the money and contribute to our savings without having to miss. Saving on mobile money and digitization means that there's no shame in how much you want to save. Because sometimes walking to the bank, taking a car, a bike or keke, and then you go and then they have a piece of paper with a pen that is tied so that you cannot take it away. You fill the form and you are going to deposit 2 leons. When you get to the counter, you see the very beautiful lady. She sees your 2 leons and she raises her head and look at your face. And in her mind, she's saying, you came all the way to deposit 2 leons. But she can't say it to you because of customer service. But mobile money, no get shame. Now, how much you get, now how much you receive. And it is the little drops of water that makes a mighty ocean. So our technology is here to help to build the individual profiles of your savings and capabilities. And I say again to Francis, when we first spoke, when you came to my office, I didn't understand the enormity of what you had. For the former mayor to say that you control or you have a group of 35% of the population, I want to apologize that we came this late. But like I say, technology is never late. We will come in and from today, we will make sure that the changes that we are bringing will change the lives of the people that live in these slum communities. And I stand on the words of the mayor, the former mayor again, and saying, removing the slum from the people, we will use technology as a platform to enhance and quicken that process in the fastest possible format that we can do it. I bring you this commitment on behalf of the management of AfriCell and AfriMoney. We will be there with you from today, through hail and high water, through the rain and the sun and the storm, and we will work together with Kodosapa and ensure that we improve the lives of our people with the technology that is available to us. How will this scheme work? Very simple. If you have an AfriCell, you dial *161# and you register. If you are not already registered, if you dial *161# now, you are not registered, you can self-register. Or you can go to the nearest agent and then get registered. Then you will find out that there is a savings group that has been created for this particular project. We will work with you in the communities and ensure that we set up as many agents and merchants where you, the individuals that live and work in those communities, will become the beneficiaries of the commissions that are paid. So nobody from outside your community will come and benefit from the monies that are generated from the community. And we will enhance that and support you all the way to make that possible. AfriMoney will be committed to this purpose. Today, we want to officially launch this, and together with Francis and the team, we will make sure that all the people that form the 35% of the population and the women that are already saving. A famous old Ghanaian doctor said, Dr. Koji Agri said, if you educate a man, you educate an individual. If If you educate a woman, you educate a nation. I'm sure if he was alive today, he would say, if you help a man to save, you are helping an individual to save. If you help a woman to save, you are saving the community. So we are with you, we are committed to it, and we shall ensure that we put the platform and make every bit of the platform accessible to you. We will support you by giving you as much as we can as part of our social corporate responsibility, and also ensure that all the commercial viabilities of this product and this project are met. So today we are committed, and I want to, on my behalf and on behalf of Kodosapa, AfriCell and AfriMoney, say that this platform is officially launched from today, and we shall continue to be with you from today till another 15, another 15, another 15. Thank you.
AfriCell and AfriMoney will be, at this point, we want to recognize the key institution and grassroots. Sorry. So together.
He gets something in mind as well. Where he want for begin partner with Kodosapa FEDURP. So he just come and he did in our midst. He come together. Actually, the relationship or the connection actually starts with Mattison, who is the director for AfriMoney. I may link to this person. Incidentally, the person don't come and meet up this celebration. So he did in our midst. So I want to recognize George. Can you stand? So we hope that that also will materialize and it will roll out into something very positive. So I have a very sentimental attachment to Ghana, in the sense that, just for you to know, gentlemen, that my birthday, March 6th, is Ghana's Independence Day. So anytime they are celebrating, I wish I'm in Ghana to celebrate with them. All right, that said, certain people will really contribute to this journey very significantly. And so 15 years, we need to really recognize them. But maybe before I go to that, even among the Federation, I will call certain people that we actually give them some clapping ovation, so that, you know, themselves will know say they don't do a lot for support this process. I want for call on Auntie Maini, let him blow man Siam. Auntie Maini, we call her the mother of the Federation. That we will take and go and the then mayor sit down face to face, then discuss in that platform. And by the time we come back, the mayor will understand say the best way for develop the cities and for adopt inclusive city approach. That is by way of working with people in informal settlements. So that's how the relationship begins small. So thank you very much, ma, for your journey. Ira no dey, Ira don't come out. Ira, of course, Naina the national chair. He is a very astute, visionary and community activist. Actually, an electrician by trade, but he's so passionate about working for informal settlements that they make a lot of sacrifice and they don't provide the leadership where is so inspiring to the rest of slum dwellers. So as you see the mobilization, you know, it's the motivation is embedded as of now inside Iraq because of the role they play so much, and I wish for them there. We get another very critical person, Auntie Margaret Bayo. Long serving nurse, it already started that group. That group is still there. It don't rise through the leadership of the Federation. Today, we know the SCI with a global network. We get the SCI Federation Council, which is led by people living in slums. So they all come together. So they identify, you know, very strong leaders, especially women in various country members, to be part of that. Incidentally, Auntie Margaret is the current member, of the Federation Council, where we get the secretariat and everything. get that position. There's a story behind that, but I'll handle later. So, yeah, if I'm not remember, old man, a big pardon. But then also, we also get, the relationship. When you say FEDURP, you also mention Kurusapa. And Kurusapa, they provide professional support. And so we get certain people who don't play the role with, and then our ministry invites them. The chairman they mentioned, Mrs. Jalika Tukote, you there? I just want for again, don't play a very significant role. So let's come to the business proper. Please just give me the name an award in the form of a plaque. So the first awardee is considered a pioneer of this process. As NGS, National General Secretary and CEO of YMCA, the establishment of FEDURP supports office to FEDURP, which warranted a shift of that response for YMCA to Kurusapa. When this thought was shared with him 15 years ago, he gracefully accepted and has since supported the process. And today, I can humbly say that he is the board chair of Kurusapa FEDURP. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to celebrate Mr. Christian Martin Kamara, the NGS of the Sierra Leone YMCA, for his unflinching support to ensuring the sustainability of FEDURP. Please come forward, sir, to receive the plaque. He will have made a statement he didn't, so he's not here with us. But he was actually the person that left Ghana and came to Sierra Leone, and together we started the process. So we'll find a way to take it to him. But I just want to clap for Mr. Farouk Braiman, who is the executive director of People's Dialogue in Ghana. The next awardee, and I'm a firm believer in FEDURP process. His encounter with FEDURP was quite a thrilling one while he was working as urban resident advisor at CRS. In fact, some members thought we shouldn't take it any longer from him. However, the revisionary leadership provided by the leaders of FEDURP kept the momentum, which today has transcended into a productive friendship that evolved into a vital partnership with CRS. Later on, when he moved over to FCC's Mayor's Delivery Unit, he carried this spirit with him and yet again proved how he valued this friendship. At FCC, he often worked with the mayor to give space and voice to FEDURP in the Transform Freetown initiative, making them part of projects implemented by FCC in collaboration with other partners. This awardee has personally taken the responsibility of serving as ambassador, both locally and globally. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Mr. Eric Hubbard for his friendship and lending his expertise to the group of FEDURP. The next awardee, not in person, but I will say something about them, is an institution this time, and has recognized the contribution, our contribution to SDG, the Medium-Term Development National Program, Transform Freetown. In that respect, they are the first institution that donated a vehicle to us in December 2020 that helped to raise our profile. Additionally, they have helped place us in their platform where their staff can make contributions to local organizations that are supporting the most vulnerable population in our communities. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. I don't know if they are online. We can find a way to give it to them. But let's give them a thunderous clapping ovation for the World Bank. Next is also an institution. We started a journey together with the Comic Relief for Cities Initiative. Then this partner found value in our work and has always come back to us to work together. We are currently jointly implementing the financial inclusion for women in informal settlements, and we are gracious to approach us to work together. It has been a wonderful and productive journey together. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to recognize, and please join me to celebrate Restless Development. The next award is another friend of FEDURP and Kurusapa, I see him as someone not here, an expert. It's Mr. William Comte. He's worked with one of the affiliates on the World Bank system here, but he's not with us. So the next awardee is also an institution. When we started our community-led and data collection and mapping process in the very early period of our existence, most professionals and public officials were apprehensive of the reliability and validity of our data. The next awardee found value in the particular work that we do. In fact, they started making reference to our work, such that the rejected cornerstone started gaining recognition as a data mine on slums and informal settlements. In fact, if you look at page 64 of the medium-term national development plan, our work, our data is the only one that was referenced, to inform development priorities on slums and informal settlements. That credence goes to the next awardee, who over the years have partnered with us to implement research projects, deliberately provided in-house capacity building opportunities, and expose us to international knowledge exchanges, helping us to enrich our advocacy aspirations through their research optic designs and practice. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure, and please join me to celebrate Sierra Leone Urban Research Center. Please bear with me. A seed was planted by one of the previous awardees I mentioned, who did not stay long to nurture and cultivate the seed. However, the management of the next awardee recognized that the seed has value and potential to enrich their own work. And so from 2018 to date, the management of this next awardee has unreservedly partnered with us to implement projects, especially in the Urban Resilience Program. And we are still counting, making us as critical local partner in this initiative. Notwithstanding, they have continued to invest substantially in building our capacity with a vision to position us as a critical competitor for donor funds. Ladies and gentlemen, it behooves us to honor this awardee. So please join me in celebrating Catholic Relief Services. Thank you. I only have 2 more here. I'll soon end it. So I won't say much. But as you heard from her on the podium, she has been very supportive. I had some statement to make, but because of time, and so I will cut that down. But what I want to emphasize here is that, the SDI network have what they call Women's Wing. And so they meet on a regular basis, and the women of Sierra Leone and other countries, they share their stories and give reports. So prior to COP26 in Glasgow, the women leader here, Margaret I just mentioned, gave reports to the network. Then it happened after that, the mayor was also in Glasgow in COP26. And then she was sharing her experience working with FEDURP Kodosapa. And exactly the things, close to exactly what Margaret reported in the network, was what she was also talking about. Then at that time, with a lot of transition going on in SDI, they wanted a women leader representative. And so her nomination actually came from the secretariat. But we are privileged that she was identified because of the connection between the reports she shared and that of Akiseo. So she has been very, very much cooperative. So let's just put our hands together for former mayor, Madam Yvonne Akisoya, OBE, for her relentless determination to promote inclusive urban and city planning and development. Thank you very much for your attention.
The keynote speaker happened to be a theologian, a community development worker, and above all, a public administrator. Now, a churchman in the sense that the keynote speaker, a pastor, and a politician. He don't serve in church and so many communities. And at some point in time, he happened to be the CEO, the Chief Executive Officer
of the Evangelical Fellowship of Sierra Leone, one of the NGOs then, a faith-based NGO will register with the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development. Currently, as I speak, the keynote speaker happened to be the Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development. And so without much ado, I go on for now, all join me as we welcome to the stage the keynote speaker and the Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Reverend Dr. Jonathan Titus Williams.
Madam Chair, the Executive Director and Country Directors and heads of non-government organizations, our development partners, members of the Fourth Estate and other media family, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, a very good afternoon to you all. I bring you greetings from the Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Dr. Francis Mustafa Kaikai, and the entire Moped family. May I take this opportunity on behalf of the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development and on my personal behalf to address this important conference, commemoration of the 15th anniversary of the Federation of Urban and Rural Poor in Sierra Leone and Center of Dialogue on Human Settlement and Poverty Alleviation today in Freetown. I congratulate and commend FEDURP and Kodo Sapa as you celebrate 15 years of hard and extensive work you have done and continue to do throughout Sierra Leone in empowering local communities for transformative development. FEDURP and Kodo Sapa have a long history of partnership with the Sierra Leone government and particularly a mutual beneficial relationship with the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development. Kodo Sapa is a registered NGO and recognized by the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development. As a ministry, we do appreciate FEDURP and Kodo Sapa's contributions since their establishment in 2011 as a reputable non-governmental organizations with an alliance of the Slum or Shack International Network in livelihood, environmental protection and climate change, public health, partnership building and networking as well as advocacy. We are aware that they have been mobilizing and organizing urban and rural poor women, led savings and credit operations across the country, mobilizing youth in deprived communities to maximize their participation and inclusion in relevant desired actions for the youth as well as national development, mainstreaming gender empowerment and social inclusion in all programs for women and people living with disabilities. Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development is very pleased and recognizes the significant role played by these two organizations in meeting the national aspirations of the government, especially in human capital development, empowering women and people with disabilities, youth empowerment, gender equality, and fundamental human rights and dignity, which are all in line with the policy clusters of the Medium-Term National Development Plan 2019 to 2023. Worthy to note and very pleasing for the new direction government under the astute leadership of His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Madabio, are the interventions of Kodo Sapa. Please permit me to state a few. 1 urban farming in 5 informal settlements in the Western Area Urban District implemented in August 2020 to December 2020. 2, strengthen the capacity of communities to mitigate the impact of COVID-19 in Western Area Urban District, implemented 1st July 2020 to 30th July 2021. They supported 500 households with seedlings, vines, and farming tools for farming in 10 communities, financial capital mobilization, which placed vulnerable households in a position to bounce back after COVID-19, given that their savings serve as a fallback to restore their businesses or support essential livelihood needs. Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen, let me also highlight some notable achievements recorded by Kodosapa. We are reliably informed that over 15,000 members of the Federation of Urban and Rural Poor are involved in women-led savings and credit operations are spread across the country. They provided a platform for promoting gender equality and social inclusion. A total of 750,000 new loans was utilized for self-finance and managed microcredit scheme, conducted and produced community-led informal settlement profiles, maps, and data through Know Your City, work in Freetown and McKinney cities. Through Know Your City's intervention has influenced policy and practice shift from forced eviction to upgrading and relocating slum dwellers, engaged in locally led and community-driven climate change adaptive work, such as disaster management committee established in Western Area, community disaster-led preparedness and response. Madam Chair, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I want to assure you all that the new direction government of His Excellency Brigadier Retired Dr. Julius Madabio through the Ministry of Planning and Economic Development will continue to create the enabling environment for NGOs by ensuring coordination so that development interventions and programs are in line with government development priorities and standards. Also to provide duty waiver tax exemptions on imported project items, undertake regular monitoring and supervision of NGOs programs, and over and above all, continue to strengthen its relationship with NGOs for mutually accountable partnership. Finally, may I end by wishing Kodosapa and FEDURP a pleasant and meaningful celebration of your 15th year anniversary in Sierra Leone, and be assured of government's continued support of all your interventions and programs in Sierra Leone. I thank you all for your kind attention. Okay, good afternoon again. It's time to launch for the Bambai Trust. I'll just give a little profile about the trust before I will go on to officially launch the trust. For the Bambai Trust is a community-led and managed funding basket initiated by FEDURP, in which every member of a savings group and by extension FEDURP member is obliged to contribute to. This is meant to build a local financial trust to serve in the medium and long term as one, unrestricted funding source to support local initiatives, two, collateral to attract bank loans for local capital investment, And 3, matching fund to attract donor funds. So FEDURP is calling on all their partners and well-wishers to contribute to this fund. The account details: Federation of Urban and Rural Poor. You have the account number 125947 at the Rokel Commercial Bank. This trust is going to be more beneficial for one within the communities, as I don't read. Maybe I will need for explain and small. For it will be an unrestricted fund, so that it will be able for support things they want they do now in our communities, and at the same time it will be able to serve as collateral for loan that they get them big bank loans for able for do capital investment. So now my pleasure as Deputy Minister of Planning and Economic Development, on behalf of the government of Sierra Leone and FEDURP, for officially launch for the Babai Trust. I thank you very much.
So at this point, all this stuff while we're talking about that, we go out because enough capital collected now.
No.
Good day, sir.
Hi, sir.
Not bad.
You know that?
Me na Francis Trefo. Me na the founder and director for Center of Dialogue on Human Settlement and Poverty Alleviation, Kodosapa.
People will sit down and watch you listening to you. Why would they ask you today?
We are here today for celebrate Kodosapa and community counterpart. We na Federation of Urban and Rural Poor. We start 15 years ago. And so we're there for celebrate the process, the work we don't do, and all of that for the past 15 years. And so we team now empowering communities for transformative development, lessons from 15 years of our collective engagement. So now that's what we celebrate today.
So what's this team mean to the people?
It means how government, the communities, development partners for all work together, particularly for empower communities, so that communities themselves will become then drivers, their own development drivers. Because when they be part, then change and transformation will begin at the very respective community. So that's make this thing very important.
I see a so what is exactly what is the kind of?
Yes, of course we work now for partner with development partners, and for partner with government, but for also partner with private sector. And a free money or a free sale, a private sector. So we don't engage in them in one of the projects we call financial inclusion for women in informal settlements. So that engagement, I don't translate into this now. They want for support the savings scheme with a digital platform, so that they're going to use that platform where they do their savings. So if that happens, even if flooding come, they don't keep money again at us. Flooding come, you know, go and borrow the money. But besides that, they will also serve as a free money agents, so they're going to get commission. We're going to contribute to the household income and help, you know, for meet their domestic needs.
So this celebration, what does this mean to Ura, or even to the nation as well?
Well, it means a lot to we as part of the process for say 15 years for start, particularly on a social movement, for bring people together. For let's survive for 15 years, it was celebrated. We don't see, you know, groups that don't start after 1 year and die, but we don't do 15 years for celebrating. It means to the nation because we try for create an informal, for establish a structured engagement with informal people, informal settlement. The government able to capitalize on this informal platform, structured informal platform. They go able for design and co-design and co-produce solutions where they address issues of informality. So I just want to appeal to the one that within a slum and informal settlement, support federation FEDURP for make it go before, because through that we go engage. And they also talk to government, well, let's support the process because it will create that space and opportunity for them to do constructive engagement where they go at the end they will co-produce and co-design. When a member say, even them people are a part of the vote owner want, and so if their vote counts, then voices and participation also count. Thank you.